Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana. Yes. There are some very interesting remarks by lawyer Donald B. Kipkorir. Remarks I want us to have a look, for they are going to form the basis of our analysis and discussion right now. TV 47. US elected Barack Obama, a Kenyan Luo, as his president. Britain has elected Rishi Sunak, a Kenyan Indian, as its prime minister. These are the world's most sophisticated countries. Then you hear a Kenyan in abject poverty saying he can't elect a Luo or Indian as president. Donald Kipkorir, lawyer. The lawyer is not mincing his words. He's talking of some people in abject poverty saying they can't elect a Luo as a president. In this video, I want us to dig deep into those remarks to see the truth behind those remarks. If you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. The big question is, if Obama contested for the presidency in Kenya, could he have been elected as the president? What about Rishi Sunak? The answer is a very big no. Kenyans could have branded Obama a Luo. Rishi Sunak could have been branded an Indian. And Kenyans most likely could have voted along ethnic lines. In this video, before we dig deep into our analysis, I want us to understand the background of the current Prime Minister of Britain, Rishi Sunak. If you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. Rishi's father was born in Kenya. His mother was born in Tanzania. His grandparents were from India. And then in the early 1960s, when most of these East African countries were getting their independence, Rishi's parents moved to Britain, where Rishi was born. Yashvir Sunak, Rishi's father now, worked as a general practitioner in Southampton and was born in Kenya. His wife, Rishi Sunak's mother, Usha Sunak, was born in Tanzania. His grandparents were born in India before they moved to East Africa and then later to the UK in the 60s. Sunak's parents were among the thousands of Indians living in Africa who moved to the UK as British subjects in the 1960s. Many Indians in the 60s left Uganda, Kenya, and other African nations as these African nations earned their independence from European colonies. Many left Uganda as they were forced to migrate to troubles caused by the Idi Amin dictatorship. Sunak, at an event hosted for him by the members of the East African Indian community, backing him, acknowledged the role UK played in accommodating those who came in as immigrants from Eastern African nations. Yes. So it's clear Rishi's father was born in Kenya, the mother was born in Tanzania. Grandparents were from India. I want us to dig deep into this story to see what Rishi's election as the Britain Prime Minister is teaching Kenya. Let's dig deep, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. The first lesson, Kenya is losing a wonderful opportunity on electing good leaders because of ethnic brand of politics. And I'm saying that because since independence, Kenya has only been ruled by two communities. And the unfortunate thing here is that these leaders Kenya's ever had since 1960s, these leaders have not been performing. In fact, I was shocked today to hear William Ruto speaking in Kibra, saying that the high cost of living is because of Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, and is imploring upon Kenyans to give him 1 more year to fix things. You are seeing a leader clearly admitting that he's not able to deliver. When he was campaigning, he told Kenyans in broad daylight, akiweka Biblia chini, unga per pack, 2 kg pack, was to retail at 70 bob. Now he's the president, he is requesting and telling Kenyans to give him 1 more year. So this is a leader who lied to Kenyans deliberately. He knew he was not going to deliver and is not delivering, but he still insists on holding to office. And some Kenyans might still vote for this kind of a leader come 2027. That's the reason why Kenyans are actually not developing. If you look at William Ruto's government, he has nominated people who are actually accused of corruption. We are seeing corruption charges being dropped against those individuals. An indication again that Ruto's government will most likely not deliver. Corruption will be the order of the day in a William Ruto's government. That's something coming out very, very clearly. So it's clear that because of our bad ethnic politics, Kenyans are losing a wonderful opportunity of giving unto themselves credible leaders simply because of ethnic kind of voting. And then the second lesson I'm seeing from Rishi's election, before Rishi was elected, Boris Johnson resigned, and then Liz also resigned, and now Rishi is in. Boris Johnson resigned because he could not contain the situation in Britain. There were a lot of scandals, and life was becoming a little bit hard there in Britain. Upon Liz taking over from Boris Johnson, the moment Liz realized she could not deliver, she could not fulfill on her promises, she had to resign. She was not blaming Boris Johnson, that the situation that was existing in Britain was because of the government that went. She resigned. And I'm very sure that even Rishi, if he fails to deliver, most likely he will have to resign. Look at what is happening in Kenya. A president fails to deliver, he blames the regime that went. A president, instead of delivering, we are seeing him hovering around the country in areas that never voted for him, trying to campaign for 2027. Already, he is campaigning instead of delivering. So according to him, it's his right to be elected as the president. That's the truth of exactly what is happening in Kenya. In Kenya, our leaders don't know the art of resigning. They don't know what resignation means. Kenyan leaders should and must learn to resign, because that's the only way they can give also other Kenyans an opportunity to serve Kenyans if they themselves, who are currently leading the country, have failed to deliver. So Kenyan leaders should and must know the art of resigning. Let them borrow leave from Britain. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also forced to take some issues with some of our Kenyan brothers and sisters who have all along been electing some of these leaders who don't deliver. And I'm in full agreement with what Lawyer Donald B. Kipkorir is saying. You find some people languishing in abject poverty, saying they can't vote or they can't elect alone as the president. So they go on, elect their preferred leaders, and then immediately they start complaining that life is hard. They don't have job. They are hungry. Because in the recent days, and this is a fact, we have been seeing a lot of complaints coming from the mountain. Just some few days ago, some residents of Tetu constituency in Nyeri were demonstrating, accusing William Ruto's government for having lied to them. When Ruto and his team were campaigning, they promised Nyeri residents that they were to tarmac Mau Mau Road. But some few days ago, the tender for the construction of that road, a section of that road, was stopped. So it's again clear that Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua deliberately lied to those residents. The residents voted for them. And it's almost certain again that they might vote for them again. And also just some few days ago, we also saw residents of Gatundu North constituency complaining of hunger, that they don't have jobs. The same people who are saying they were going to form a government together with William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. So you are seeing clearly that a section of the Kenyan population are still politically naive, politically greenhorns. They don't know the attributes of a good leader. Yes. And I honestly believe, ladies and gentlemen, it's high time that we persuade some of these our brothers and sisters. Let us teach them on the attributes of a good leader. The current crop of leaders, in my honest opinion, without mincing my words, these are leaders who have failed the test of time. Let me stop it there for now. If you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. And to our fans and subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful for the kind of support you're giving me here. God bless you, God bless Kenya. To any other person watching us but you want to support our channel here, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel a contribution or support to the number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.